It's the wind. It's not too bad right now, but it's going to pick up because there's another hurricane, Hurricane Nicole, coming up the coast. Might just be a nor'easter. We'll have to watch it and see, but it's not going to make the fishing really fun this week. Plus, I got a cold. I got a cold. I want to go fishing, but I don't really feel like going fishing. But I want to go, but I don't feel like it because I'm not feeling that great. But when I'm not going fishing, sometimes in between videos, we like to go out to eat. Do you know there are at least five, there's more than five new restaurants on the island that you probably haven't been to yet, but I have, and I've checked them out. So watch this video and you can check out reviews by the Sands of the 5 new restaurants on the island that you might want to just stop and get something to eat in case you get some chicken noodle soup if you're cold, or get in quick and get some takeout before the hurricane. Okay, let's go. That's what I'm saying. Shark. All this fishing has made me hungry, and there is a Bagel Dock brand new next to the Lowe's where the Mad Kings is, and I happen to love bagels. So I went over there one afternoon and they were closed. They closed at like 3 o'clock, so you got to get there a little bit early. So I decided to go in the morning. So I went there in the morning because you like to eat bagels in the morning anyway, right? And I was just like, oh man, look at all these different cream cheeses. They got veggie, they got lox. My favorite, jalapeno, and that's what I'm going to get, jalapeno cream cheese. And then all the bagels, of course. You got your plain, but who would ever want a plain bagel when you can have, oh, I didn't see that, jalapeno and cheddar. I'm going to go with the salt bagel. Yes, a salt bagel with jalapeno cream cheese. Sounds disgusting. It is muy delicioso. So, oh, and you can add a tip right there. So I just said, all right, I'll give him a tip.
Gonna get a bagel. Salt bagel, jalapeno cream cheese. Oh, yeah.
So here's a little trivia you might not know. I know how to bake bagels. I used to be a bagel baker. It's true. I was a bagel baker in New York. I worked in a couple of different bagel stores, and I actually met my wife in a bagel store. We worked in the bagel store together. So I know how to bake bagels, and I know how to eat bagels. So I highly recommend go over to the Bagel Dock, get yourself a bagel, get a whole bag of bagels, and get like a tub of cream cheese, and just go home and have at it. They're really good. And regroup we did by going to Seaside Mermaid. Ice cream and coffee. If you haven't been here, it's pretty much across the street from the Food Lion, just up there a little bit. And it's kind of a big building, but it's on the left side of the building. And I couldn't believe when I walked in all the stuff they had. Look at these chocolate chip cream filled, oatmeal raisin cream filled, sodas, drinks, and even crazy hats for your wife. They had cotton candy ice cream, and I can tell you my man here had his eyes set for that. Even though the store was filled with so many goodies, all this saltwater taffy here in all the different buckets. Then there was a display case filled with just different chocolates. I'm telling you, I couldn't get out of this store without getting diabetes. I don't even have a sweet tooth, and this place was making me like, I want to eat some of this stuff. But I'm like, no, I just came in for a coffee. So I'll let the man get his ice cream, and we'll get a coffee. Wait, the donuts! How can you not want a donut with Fruit Loops on top? Fruit Loops. No, there's the coffee. Stick to the plan. Get the coffee. But there's muffins and cream-filled... Oh, look, back to the ice cream. Just get the ice cream. It's cotton candy ice cream. And I was like, you want 1 scoop? He was like, I want 3 scoops. And then she started scooping. And this was the scoop. And I was like, dude, how about like 2 scoops? And he was like, yeah, maybe 2 scoops. Can't go crabbing without coffee. It's coffee, if you don't know. See, I'm from New York.
Wait, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, I got ice cream in my hat.
How did you get ice cream in your hat?
Oh my God. I think... My goodness.
Uh-oh. Ah! It's getting in the way. I got a towel in the car if it helps. I'm gonna have to get the towel. We decided to go get some dinner. for dinner, we decided to check out the 49th Street Bar and Grill. It's basically, this is a new restaurant, obviously on 49th Street, right there in the main part of the island. And it's got a great outdoor setting. Let's see the picnic tables. They got the cornhole there you could play. Although it was raining by this point, they had security cameras, and I was like, I'm bringing in my security camera too. So man, we're in Syncopado right there, buddy. Inside, when you first go in, this is coming in from the back. Nice bar out there, lots of TVs, and then you can go inside, and that's where we were going to go because we wanted to eat and we didn't want to sit out in the rain, so we decided to go inside. Fun decor, nice paintings in there, like the table made out of a surfboard, right? And the wait staff is pretty friendly and helpful, and even though they just started, I feel like they've got it together pretty well. So Kim and I, Sylvie, all decided we were going to get some dinner and just sit there. Now, check out the size of this TV. If you're looking to go have a drink and watch the game, that's a pretty nice TV to watch the game. And look at the fancy lights under the bar. It all lights up and changes color, so that's fun too. The menu, it's pretty standard, kind of like what you can expect at kind of bar and grill. Hamburgers, appetizers. They had a fish sandwich. That's what I'm going to get. A good range of beers, some IPAs on draft, which is what I was going to get. And, like I said, starters. So we decided to get some mozzarella sticks. And nothing fancy, right? This isn't a fancy restaurant. It's a bar and grill. Great place, it seems, to go to get some beer, watch the game, because that giant TV set, and just get some good solid pub food, and you're going to be good to go. So I'm like, I'm going to get the fish sandwich, because how can I go wrong? Came out, got my beer, and I was like feeling pretty good. It's a nice little restaurant. Wasn't too crowded, but since then I've gone past, and it seems like it is getting more and more crowded. I think everyone on the island is trying to check it out. So you might want to get there early if you want to get a table. Now, since we did bring Sylvie, and she used to work in the restaurant business, I figured we should get her take on it. Let's see what she has to say.
So we are now in a new restaurant called 49th Street, on 49th Street. So, kind of funny. Very pleasant, a little bright, but all good. So we'll see how the food tastes, right?
So there you go, guys. This is the first time we've turned the Sands in the Surf channel into our version of eHarmony or Match, or I guess Fishermen Only. Go to fishermenonly.com. All right, the food came out. Here's my sandwich. It looks pretty good, and I'll tell you what, it was pretty good. Again, like I said, nothing fancy. It's pub food, but good, solid pub food. French fries. Kim got a Reuben, and we ate, and we left. So it's time to get out there and go fishing. All right, I thought I was going to eat puffer and pig for dinner, but Kim was like, let's go to the Lone Rider. So tactic change. We're going to the Lone Rider. This is right where I was just fishing. This is the Blue Water Point Marina there, where the Lone Rider used to be the old fish house. I had never been here, so this is my first time. They do make the beers. They're actually a brewery up in Raleigh. They make Shotgun Betty and Sweet Josie Brown, I believe is the other one. And so, of course, I'm going to get an IPA. But yeah, if you're going to go to a brewery, or at least a satellite of a brewery, you should look at the draft list and get yourself a brewery. Get yourself a brew from the brewery. So I did. I got one right there, a little IPA, kind of citrusy. I like when my IPAs hoppy. I don't like them tasting like what's a grapefruit. That's not for me. Anyway, there's a lot of good fish. There's a lot of good fish on the menu. See, I got fish on the brain. There's a lot of good food on the menu. There was some fish sandwiches, but I was going to get the wings. And we got some of these little pretzels as appetizers. And I kind of tried to dip them in the mustard sauce. That didn't work. But Kim figured out you could dip them in the queso dip, and that worked a lot better. So we just ordered some wings. We were just doing beers and wings and kind of having some fun with it. I got like some garlicky ones. I got some spicy hot ones. And I forget, Kim got some kind of flavored wings. I don't remember exactly. But they were pretty good. It's a great place to go if you're just looking to hang out, have a beer, and get some pub food. That's really what it is. Paul's is a new restaurant on the island, and it's kind of cool because it's like in the bay of a garage. Like, it's not inside at all. It's totally open. Look at this door. It's like a bay garage, and I just sat at the bar, met up with my wife and Sylvie, and just started looking over the menu, and it had some eclectic things. Like, for example, it had baby octopus, and it had steak frites, whatever they are, and it had hot dogs. So I was like, okay, I'll get the hot dogs and I'll get the baby octopus. Like, you think that's kind of a weird thing? Like, yes, I'd like a filet mignon and some fried pickles, please. I don't know. It seemed like it was either like over the top or it was bar food. The inside's really fun. They got pinball machines. Bling, bling, bling. Don't tilt it. They got the skeet ball machines in the back. They had some other arcade games there. And it's just kind of a fun, open atmosphere. TV sets, kind of a, the sports bar kind of atmosphere too. But like I said, all open to that big bay garage door. And they had air conditioners in and stuff like that. So it wasn't hot or anything like that. It was actually very comfortable. And just to sit in there. So I'm like, well, I'm going to sit down and wait for my baby octopus to come and eat it up and see if it was any good. The food came out and, it was good. It was a hot dog, right? So I don't know how good can hot dogs get. They can get pretty good. It was a hot dog all the way, so it had all the stuff on it, and the baby octopus came out. My wife got a salad with shrimp on it, and that was good too. And goat cheese, I think it was shrimp and goat cheese in a salad, and she loves goat cheese and shrimp, so that was really good. Sylvia and I both got the same thing. She got French fries with hers, but I had the baby octopus. So there's my hot dogs. I'd recommend it. Go out there. It's a fun place, a fun atmosphere. If you're looking just to kind of relax and have a fun kind of party atmosphere type of thing. At this point, I needed something to raise my spirits, and everyone had been raving about Salt 64. It's the old Jones's restaurant. I actually did a video about Jones's, right? And they closed right after that. So they reopened as Salt 64, and man, has the place changed. It is fancy. So I said, Kim, come on, take me on a date. Take me to Salt 64. She was like, all right, let's go. So we went in there, sat down, and they had some fancy drinks. What's a mule? A mule's like some, dang you, number 7. That's what I think of a mule, but I guess it's a drink. And then they had like this cocktail, like vodka and jalapenos. I mean, jalapeno mink, vodka, fresh jalapenos. How can you go wrong? You got to order that, right? And then I looked at the other side of the menu and I was like, hey, some of this stuff looks pretty good. Like, what about this 22-ounce bone-in steak for $62? Holy crud. One meal for $62? But we're going out fancy. So I got a Manhattan. Kim got the regular old vodka martini. She didn't even get the blue cheese olives. But hey, that's her thing, right? And then they were so accommodating. Like, the waiters even came over and like, hey, is this light in your face? Like, hey, comrade, what's going on there? And I was like, they're adjusting the lights. They're taking an order. We got an appetizer. We got the soup, which I thought was just going to be a little cup of soup. It was like a whole big bowl. And man, was this delicious. I was like, this is so good. I actually wish I was eating it right now. I can still taste my mouth's watering. I, of course, got the flounder, which came with some frites and some coleslaw on the side. And then Kim got a shrimp dish with pasta, and she also got some grits to go on the side. I can say this place was absolutely muy delicioso. I go to a lot of restaurants, and this place was top notch. From the